In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to create a test or a quiz within the Schoology dashboard. Here I am in my course, and to do this, you'll navigate to Add Materials, and then you'll select Add Test or Quiz. I'm just going to call this a test quiz, give this a due date of next Friday, a summative grading category. I'm going to choose to unpublish this to students. Now that I've created this, it'll bring me to a look that allows me to add questions one at a time. Now that you've created your quiz, it's time to populate questions into it. So I'm here within my quiz, and for sake of time, I've actually just done this ahead of time, but as you build your quiz, you can also embed content in here, so I have some graphics in here for reference. But I'm just going to show you with one example of how to add a question. And the easiest questions to standardize are true, false, multiple choice, ordering, or matching. And you also have the ability to import these from question banks if you have that feature. But in this case, I'm just going to show you how to use a multiple choice selection, and when you put your question in here, it'll automatically number it for you, and then here you can indicate which the correct answer is. If you'd also like to show feedback for that answer, you can choose to do so, and also allow partial credit and or randomized choices as students are answering. In this final section, I'm going to show you how to administer the settings for a quiz that you've created within Schoology, and the settings allow a lot of customizations of how you as a teacher can administer this assessment, and also provide certain conditions that you want students to meet while taking this. So now that I've created my quiz, I'm going to navigate over to this tab called Settings, and we can see here there's a lot of drop-down fields. So just kind of explain how these work. First, you want to have the submissions enabled. If you also want to have a time limit, you can indicate that. Some teachers like to have a time limit and say that this is only going to be open for a short amount of time. Also, you can, as a teacher, determine how many times you want students to be able to take this. If, for example, this is just a summative assessment and the first time they take it is the only time you want it taken and assessed, you would indicate one time. However, if you want them to take it multiple times, you can choose that to be unlimited. Also, depending on your department's grading policy, you might choose to have highest score or average score. So just talk to your department head and or divisional administrator to get a clarification with that. The randomizing order is really nice for questions if you don't want students to see the same questions, and this is great for making sure that maybe students are not seeing the same questions on their screen as a peer, and as they answer that, it really helps kind of preserve the integrity of that assessment. But if you choose that to be no, you can also have what are called page breaks, which are wherein the students will see one question at a time, and when they answer that, they'll then see the next question. So this just keeps kids focused on one question at a time rather than the entire quiz on their page. Also, do you want to have questions review enabled? Do you want to have them be able to resume this at a later time if they don't finish? And finally, do you also want them to be able to see their submissions? And being able to see their submissions is nice if you are giving them feedback on their work, but once again, if this is summative assessment and you don't want them to know their scores until the entire class has taken this, you may want to indicate no and or hide point values. So all these customizations really make quizzes in Schoology a really nice feature and allow you as a teacher to deploy learning and to get assessment feedback on your class in a variety of settings. So check it out.